We welcome you live to the season number 5 NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series race in Pocono. And we are live here today for what is now race number 9 of the Cup Series season, and the first time we've been in these Pocono Mountains in over 2 seasons. We are back from Pocono Raceway and excited to get this one underway today. Welcome live to Pocono Raceway for race number 9 of season number 5 of the Cup Series. All right, of course, 8 races complete. We were at Rockingham last week. There's no Grand National this week. Only other race here at Pocono Raceway has been iCar. And then, of course, tonight's Thursday Night Cup Series action here live. Of course, I'm your host, as always, and lead broadcaster, Ethan Trendler. No Eli Franklin, unfortunately, for today. He was actually supposed to make his debut today in the race and be our in-race reporter, but unfortunately, he cannot today. He should be back next week at Dover, though. No Landon Johnson either. We may have Cole Clausen here for a little bit, depending on what Ethan McMillan's situation is for this race. But yeah, we are ready to go from Pocono Raceway tonight, the Tricky Triangle, this 2.5-mile kind of super speedway, you can call it. In this warm session that's coming up 30 minutes, of course, as always, we're going to be talking about some of the big storylines entering the day here at Pocono. There's a very, very big one we got to talk about. Talk about some of the more race headlines we got to look at for the rest of this race, the format of the day, 2 laps qualifying after practice. Then, of course, we're going to look at the chase points entering the chase standings entering tonight here at Pocono Raceway. Alrighty. Like I said, race number 9 of the season. We are 1 race away. After this week, next week in Dover is the 100th NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series points-paying race in history, which is just mind-blowing. I don't know if it's mind-blowing because it's been 100 races or mind-blowing because I feel like it's been a lot more. But we will celebrate that next week in Dover with some special paint schemes. All right, but we are just about ready to go here from Pocono Raceway, the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, live from the Pocono Mountains. Of course, Cameron Chandler actually ended up dominating last week's race at Rockingham. What an incredible victory that was. Led all but 1 lap, and the most dominant victory by far all season long. Nearly lost it, though, in the closing laps because he nearly ran out of fuel. Cole Wilson on top of the box really didn't do so well. Also, Cole Wilson was driving the governor of Pennsylvania today in the FedEx test car, and he ended up wrecking the thing on turn 1 here at Pocono Raceway pre-race. So Cole Wilson has had a hell of a week after also last week in Rockingham in the Grand National race. Of course, he had a little bit of an issue where he kind of blew an engine with 2 to go while running in second. So it hasn't been the greatest last 8 or so days for Cole Wilson, but you'll see him back next week in the Grand National race at Dover. We'll look for his first win of the season for Grand National, but we are just about ready to go here from Pocono Raceway tonight for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series race at the Tricky Triangle. Alrighty. So, apparently Cole Wilson's actually going to be in the race tonight. I didn't actually know that. So, hang on a minute. Alrighty. Cars about to pull onto the track here in Pocono. Looks we're all good and ready to roll here. And cars pulling on track for tonight's warm-up session from Pocono Raceway. Welcome live to the Pocono Mountains tonight. Of course, we're having... Hang on. Mouse won't stop slipping, but anyways, welcome live to Pocono Raceway tonight for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series from Pocono. Cars pulling on the racetrack for our half-hour warm-up session. Up first, as always, and here is that 22 car. Like I was saying, Cole Wilson was sitting out of Ashton Miller. You got the 94, that is CJ Urban in the wall a little bit. These cars get up to speed here in Pocono today. Oh, and our camera ain't great. Okay. Camera is already broken. That's just perfect. So we're going to have to reload the session. Just give us a quick minute. We'll be back here in a minute in Pocono. Sorry. But yeah, this is, of course, race number 9 of the season. First race at Pocono since season number 3. We had races here season 2 and season 3. Of course, we weren't here last season. So we are back this season in season number 5. First one with the Gen 4 car, obviously. Hopefully it delivers. We're excited for this one. 80 laps around the Pocono Raceway. Of course, halfway break is always end of lap 40. And we are just once iRacing reloads itself, we'll be ready to go here for the half-hour warm session to start off with. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, I think iRacing's back, and we should be ready to go here. Alright, cars on the racetrack for the warm session, like I said, in Pocono. And here comes Ashton Miller rolling down the front straightaway. A very long front straightaway, that is, here at Pocono Raceway. And behind him is the 7 car, obviously always driven by Matthew White, Season 1 Cup Series champion. But Matthew White, yesterday during the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League off day, because they had nothing on here at Pocono Raceway, which Grand National was off, he was skiing and was involved in a bit of a skiing accident here in Pocono, in the Pocono Mountains, that is. And unfortunately for Matthew, he has been injured and will not race today. This is the first race Matthew White has missed since Season 1, not including suspensions, but missed because of non-suspension issues since Season number 1. And driving the number 7 today, filling in for Matthew, will be Richard Cherry. Of course, he is full-time at Grand National for Chandler Wilson Racing. He's done a lot of Cup starts this year, though, for Team Chevy Motor Club. But he gets the call up to now drive the 7 for Highline. He is their reserve driver. He will be in that race car tonight. What a big storyline that is. Of course, Matthew White, Season 3 winner here at Pocono. 2 wins already this year, 23 in his career, the most all-time in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. His car will be driven by the driver of the 7, Richard Cherry, tonight. Cherry already top of the board as he heads down to the tunnel turn here in Pocono. There's the 79, that's Ashton Miller. Here's the 88, that is actually Knox Thompson, filling in for Landon Johnson today at Johnson Motorsports, as he will head down the front straightaway. Knox filled in for John Butler last week after the little bit of an ETR plane incident they had in Rockingham. So unfortunately ended up crashing early. We'll see what he can do today. Here comes CJ Ehrman down straight away here and come into the tunnel turn here in Pocono. Aiden Donahue now goes top of the board. Aiden, good opportunity for his win today. It would be his first of the season. Currently sits 6th in points. Here comes Cameron Chandler down the front straightaway. What a dominant victory he had last week in Rockingham. Incredible. Got his first win of the year, extended his points lead. We'll actually look at your chase standings entering tonight here at Pocono. Of course, Cameron Chandler, what a gap that is already. Sits 136 points good. That's multiple races. He could basically just miss an entire month of racing. It'd be good to still be above the chase cut line. Matthew White currently sits 2nd, but that is going to drop today. It's guys like Bryce Benson, Sean Rowe, plus 78, both them. Braden Hunsicker, plus 73. Aiden Donahue is plus 56 behind him. Axel Smith is plus 17, so Axel Smith hasn't those flashy seasons, but apparently he's been consistent. He's currently sits 7th in points. Ashton Miller is 8th in points, plus 12. Andrew Stacy had a good year, plus 6. John Butler now only plus 3 for Nick Quayle, minus 3. Daffy and Tobin, minus 12. He's currently looking down there, minus 17, Aiden Holes. And then, of course, Pace and Lindsay, 15th in points. Suspended the last 2 weeks, was way inside of the chase. I think 7th in points before Phoenix. Been suspended for Phoenix and Rockingham, and now he's down to 15th in the standings, minus 23 to the cut line. That's what just a suspension could do to you. CJ Ehrman says minus 34 to the cut line in 16th. There are, of course, still 10 regular season races to go before the chase, including this one here at Pocono. So a lot of time for things to happen. Of course, points are awarded today at the stage, winning the pole, 0x incident points, leading the most laps, and of course with the race finishing positions as well. Here comes Cameron Chandler. he goes. The 09 of John Butler ahead of him. The 9 of Bryce Butt's a new look for him this week. Got Napa on board. It's kind of similar to Chase Elliott's real-life paint scheme this season. On the outside 3 and 4, won the iCar race here on Tuesday, so has pretty good speed here at Pocono Raceway. We'll see what he do in the Cup car. Of course, already 3 wins this year. Absolute breakout season for the driver of the 9. His first 3 wins of his career came in the Daytona 500, and of course at Atlanta and at Sonoma as well. Here's the 30 of Sean Hillquich. Straight away, Sean currently sits pretty well out of the cut line right now, of about 37 or 8 points back. Made the playoffs last season when we had the playoffs for the Cup Series. Of course, now 10 drivers just make the chase this year. We'll see what Sean can do as the season continues. See if he can actually rally. Here's the 88 of Knox Thompson heading down the front straightaway here at Pocono. Into 1 and 2 he goes. Max, of course, actually is having a pretty good Grand National season running. All right. So Aiden Donahue so far top of the board. Payson Lindsay is second. Braden Hunsicker is third. You see Cole Wilson, Jacob Quayle sitting 4th and 5th. Quayle, pretty nice. Cherry filling in, of course, for Matthew White. Big story of the day. P6 right now. Connor Havrilla is P7, so not bad at all for the driver of the 50 car. Cameron Chandler sits 8th. Of course, dominant last week at Rockingham. Probably doesn't expect the same amount of dominance. That's completely different than what you see today at Pocono, but been probably the best driver all season long, but maybe besides Sean Rowe. Had his worst showing of the season, unfortunately, last week at the Rock at DNF. His first of the year, or second of the year, including Atlanta, which he was probably going to win until caution came out, and then he got turned around by Payson Lindsay late in the race there in Atlanta. Here is Aiden Donahue to the inside of Chandler and Wilson. Good racing going on between these 3. So Hug coming to turn 3, of course, Pocono Raceway. Such an interesting racetrack. It's a triangle. That's why it's called the Tricky Triangle. 3 corners. I guess 6 if you... I guess technically 6. It makes sense, but there's Cameron Chandler pull up here. And we're going to take a ride along with Aiden Donahue if I can actually find the camera angle. Okay, we're not really doing this so well. There we go. Riding along with Aiden Donahue. Sorry about that. Currently top of the board, he heads down, and oh my god, I think that's Cole Clausen. The exit here, off turn 1, coming down. Of course, this is the shortest corner coming up the tunnel turn. Out of the gas, the least amount for it. You're also turning the wheel at least. Pretty quick corner, got to carry a lot of speed through there. Get a good exit coming to turn 3, which is a very, very long sweeping corner. See Aiden getting through. Yeah, Cole Wilson does inside. And he'll make that move there. You're on the outside through 3 and 3 usually. Kind of cut down to the bottom. Get a good run off corner exit, heading down the very, very, oh my god, I don't know who that is. I think it's Donovan Hogan. The very long front straightaway here at Pocono Raceway. Speeds, let me check Cole Wilson real quick. You're hitting, right now, even without the draft, they're hitting 199 miles an hour into turn 1. So, very, very quick. Wilson to the inside of Donahue again. Side by side. Almost a little bit of contact as they go door to door, heading to turn 3 again. Of course, there is the 7 Richard Cherry, currently 6th on the board. And there is Donahue, contact a little bit from Cole Wilson in the 22, as they will make their way down this front stretch here in Pocono. There on pit road, some action going on. There will not, of course, real quick, this is Payson Lindsay on the racetrack now. There will not be a pass through down pit road before the race starts like they usually is. They aren't able to make it to the end of the stage on field, but Pocono is just so long. For urging drivers to just do that in practice instead. So we don't have to do that in the race and waste valuable time. Here is Pace and Lindsay. We'll head down to turn 1. With Braden Hunsicker. Braden's had a really consistent season. Of course, your defending series champion coming into this year. He currently sits 5th in points, and not a good race last week at Rocky, just like Sean Rowe had. They both fell. Rowe fell to 4th in points, Braden fell to 5th in points. They were 2nd and 3rd before the race. This shows you how close the top 6 are in points. It is really, really insane. Oh, and the wall goes that 77 again. Oh, and I was about to say Matthew White, but Rich Cherry, of course, in Matthew White's paint scheme, comes to hit that car. Here's the 42. Baden Holes going all the way down low to break the draft, I believe. Go down really low here at Pocono to do stuff. Oh my goodness, and he will absolutely clean him out. My God. Okay. And here's John Butler in the 09. All right, just over halfway through this warm-up session here in Pocono, about 13 minutes to go. We're qualifying will get underway here at the Pocono Raceway. There's the 20 of Sean Rowe currently sitting in the pits. You got 82 of Aiden Donahue rolling off. There's 42 of Aiden Holmes, 43 there of Donovan Hogan, and the 94 there of CJ Urban. You also got Pace and Lindsay, I believe, going around ahead of them. Payson currently 2nd on the board, looking pretty good. Needs a good day. Currently sits 15th in points after his 2 races off from a bit of a suspension. Is back and ready to go. We'll see what he can do today in this pretty new-looking, updated Freeway.com paint scheme. Way high in there in the 3 and 4. You got Cole Wilson here coming down the front straight away. You're probably going to see, like I said, drivers probably try to practice pit road here in the warm-up session. There's Ethan McMillan in the 70 car. As they all head down the backstretch. Alrighty. About 12 minutes to go. As you see Knox Thompson get a little bit loose there, with McMillan on his bumper down the front stretch. So waiting some more drivers here to come into the session. 43 there of Donovan Hogan, the 09 of John Butler, and then of course now on track 20 of Sean Rowe. Oh, as Butler gets on the wall ahead of him. Rowe making his way to the inside, heading to turn 3. Down the front stretch they go here at Pocono Raceway. So how will this play out? Of course, Matthew White probably was the favorite entering this race. He's so good here at Pocono. Won here a Lobbies race here as well back a few months ago. Of course, won here back in Season 3 with the next-gen car, but won that Lobbies race with this Gen 4 car, this exact one. So he had a lot of confidence heading to the race. Unfortunately, that injury, the skiing, is going to cost him. Oh, my God. We'll see if he's back next week in Dover. Hopefully he is. Of course, such a great driver. All-time wins leader in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Don't really think there's anyone better. Alrighty. We're down to about 10 minutes to go here. Warm-up session for Pocono. Cup Series back here. We're very excited for this one at the Tricky Triangle. And here comes Jacob Quayle down the front straightaway in the 14 car. Of course, first full-time season for rookie for Fortier Racing. Currently sits just outside of the chase. Entered the season really well. 2 great finishes at Daytona and Richmond. Was inside of the chase at one point. Currently, I believe, sits 11th in the standings. But 6th on the board pretty well so far here in practice. As they led the turn 3. Here's the 20 car of Sean Rowe. Currently sits 20th on the board. Probably going to pick up a little bit. Oh, it's John Butler on the wall here. Big time down the front straightaway. My goodness. Sean only 20th still. Oh, we have a car stuck in the catch fence. That's the 71 there of Cole Clausen. My God. And here's the 9 of Bryce Benton ahead of him. Alrighty. About 9 minutes to go here. Oh, my God. They've got a bit of a pack here going on now. Led, I believe that's by Braden Hunsicker. Cole Wilson behind him, the 8 of Cameron Chandler, the 7 Rich Cherry, 82 there of 8 Donahue, and others. Oh, contact Wilson and White. I was about to say White for some reason. I saw a white car. There's the 8 of Cameron Chandler with Cole Wilson. We can move him all the way down to the inside. My goodness. Just a little bit of contact as well. 3 Monster Energy cars, 3 wide. How about that? Into 1 and 2, or 1. Can't say 1 and 2 here at Pocono, because apparently that's wrong. Oh, they're going to start to slide up the racetrack here. Gotta be careful. Looking pretty good with this racing product so far here in the warm-up session, at least. Fury to the inside of Wilson, door to door. Hunsicker just trying to pull away in that 77. Your defending series champion. 80 laps tonight, my God, here at Pocono. Of course, halfway break at the end of lap 40. They are not able to make it to the end on fuel. That's halfway break. Fuel window should be about 28 laps or so, 27 to 28 laps here in Pocono. Cars on the racetrack. There's Cole, oh my God, Cole Clausen. It's 7 minutes left here in Pocono. 20 of Sean Rowe makes his way down to 3 and 4. All right. Still clicking down these laps here at Pocono Raceway tonight. Here down the front straightaway goes the 94 of CJ Erdman. Some more cars there on pit road. The 9 there, Bryce Benton. The 7 of Matt. I'm going to do that a lot tonight. The 7 of Richard Cherry and the 8 of Cameron Chandler. And that 82 there of Aiden Donahue. For some reason, Zainer Bond is in this race right now. I'm not really sure why. Apparently, he's supposed to be on a break, so I don't know why he showed up. But okay. Here's Aiden Donahue, the inside of the 8 car. And make the pass happen. Hunsicker ahead of them. And others. All right, down the front stretch they go. And the 1 he goes. Oh, contact. We still haven't seen these guys have any sort of accident with all this hard racing going on. I mean, that we have somebody having a massive accident. Sean Rowe goes upside down. Oh my God, as I say that, Cole Clausen. Oh my God. Oh, and Bryce Benson, he's going to flip as well. 5 minutes left here in the warm-up session. Pocono. Alrighty. And here's Jack Quayle once again to reinforce. Still P6 on the board, so looking pretty okay right now here at Pocono Raceway. Fix our camera angles. Sorry. Sturmey Gauntlet heads to the tunnel turn. Bit of a moment there in a car. Gauntlet will now head down the front straightaway. There's qualifying coming up next. 2 laps to decide our pole position. Oh my God, Cole Clausen. Okay. 2 laps to decide pole. Here's Trent Wilkin. I don't think he's made a lap yet here on the track. Had a DNF last week at the Rock. So needs a good night here tonight at Pocono. 2 races ago, he finished 3rd at Phoenix. So definitely has speed in this 12 car this season. We'll see what he can do with it tonight. One he goes. There's Cheery, and we got a big pack of cars. Miller, Rowe, Huntsicker. There's the 99 Lindsay, the 82 Donahue, Jake Quayle, native Cameron Chandler. Oh, hard of the wall goes that 77. Man, big shot to defense for the Braden Huntsicker machine. Sean Rowe will close big time in the 3. Ashton Miller will come down there, and Sean Rowe probably, oh my, I don't know what they're doing. Alrighty then. 2 drivers side by side down the front straightaway. The 2 drivers, 1-2 on the board so far, Aiden Donahue and Payson Lindsay. Aiden Donahue, is this a good opportunity to now 9 races into the season to finally get his first win of the year? He just hasn't had the best pace. He hasn't had winning pace all season. I don't think he has. He's barely led any laps. Has a pole this season, though, at Phoenix. That's just about it for his accolades this year, fortunately for him. This racing, though, looks pretty solid here so far. What we're seeing on the racetrack here at Pocono Raceway. Minute 40 to go. Oh, in the wall. And around goes Cameron Chandler. Oh, man. That's not what you want to see in the race. Hell, luckily get that stuff out of the way in practice for Cameron. Donahue will slide. One driver I'm looking at the board right now doesn't look too impressive. Bryce Benson, 14th. Of course, won the iCar race here a couple of nights ago. So definitely would expect, who is this 28? Michael Gregory. I don't know why he's in this paint scheme, but all right. Apparently the team wrapped the wrong car for some reason. I don't really know why, but okay. Oh, contact 20 of Sean Rowe, and the 43 there of Donovan Hogan. All right, well, qualifying coming up next. We've probably seen some drivers get some qualifying sim laps in. It's now synchronized spin. Around goes Aiden Holes and Payson Lindsay here, and they're going to go right in front of the field. Everyone should be able to avoid. Look at Bryce Benson. He's on pit road right now in the 9, so definitely going to be a little bit disappointing if you're Bryce Benson. Only 14th on the timing sheet. won the pole and the race here in iCar. But obviously the Cup Series is a lot different than iCar is competitive-wise, and just the cars are a lot different. These have so much more horsepower. These things will be going over 200 miles an hour in the draft today, especially down the long front straightaway as the warm-up. Oh my God, the warm-up session will conclude here in Pocono. Aiden Donahue top of the board, looking pretty okay for him so far. You would hope that would continue into qualifying and especially the race. All right. Well, we're back in Pocono, and it's time to qualify for tonight's NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series race at the Pocono Raceway. Here we go. 2 laps. I know that sounds like a lot. You're going to have to get on the racetrack and on the racetrack here pretty soon if you want to get your 2 laps, and lap time takes over 50 seconds usually. Here we go. Cars pulling onto the racetrack from Pocono. There's that 88 of Knox Thompson, 43rd there of Donovan Hogan, and the 79 there of Ashton Miller. Down the backstretch he goes. Sorry, trying to find the right camera angle. That's not stupid looking. There we go. So, of course, warm-up lap could be pretty important here. Get some heat in your tires. Make sure you're all good. And we're ready to roll here at Pocono Raceway. And there's Cole Wilson. Going to be heading down the back straightaway. Aiden Donahue as well. And the 30 there of Sean Hillquich. All right, qualifying in the underway here. Green flag flying for these drivers. In qualifying, here comes Richard Sherry off turn 3, filling in for Matthew White. White, of course, this is going to be a big hit in the points, missing this race. Hopefully he'll be back next week in Dover as he heads down the front straightaway. And heading in turn 1 for the 7 car. And there's Ethan McMillan in the 70. Here comes C. Jeremy rocketing down to the tunnel turn. We'll see if lap 1 is the good lap for these drivers. I would think so. I don't know how much they can improve on lap 2. It's almost a track we would do 1 lap in qualifying at, but ultimately, because it's not a drafting track, it's going to be just 2. Of course, drafting tracks, Daytona and Talladega, used to be Atlanta, but now just those 2 only have 1 lap of qualifying. Amber Chandler, first driver of the line. He is obviously stopped the board. Miller that beats him on that first lap. See what lap 2 brings. Thompson is 3rd. Hogan is 4th. So Ashton Miller currently top of the board. Here comes the 09 of John Butler down the front stretch. Here he goes top of the board in that 7 car. Hunsicker is 4th. Will we see these improvements on lap 2? Here's Payson Lindsay. Cole Wilson goes 3rd. Here's Sean Rowe in the racetrack now. He saw also Bryce Benton entering the track. Aiden Donahue was 3rd, was fastest in practice. There's the 88 of Knox Thompson. And Miller, the 3 and 4, or 3, I should say. In the grass a little bit for that 79 car. And he's going to be heading down the front straightaway to believe. Here's the 2nd lap. Across the line he goes. Cherry was about a 10th better. Miller across the line does improve, but not enough. Still 10th down. Cameron Chandler, I don't think improved either. He's 5th. Your winner last week. Here comes Bryce Benton, was 14th in practice. Andrew Stacy is 10th. Here is Benton, winner in iCar this week. Here at Pocono, rolling down the front straightaway. Donahue didn't improve. He's 3rd. Wilson is 4th. Looks like it only is maybe 1 lap. Benton is 12th on lap 1. Definitely wants to be better than that, but that kind of lines up where his practice was. Richard Cherry currently top of the board here in Pocono. Oh, and the wall goes John Butler in the 09. He was 8th. Here is Michael Gregory. Here's the 20 of Sean Rowe. Not seeing Axel Smith here for some reason. Also dabbing in Tobin, but I'm pretty sure he's having some issues. We also had, unfortunately, Joseph Lewis supposed to make one of his part-time starts this season here at Pocono, but had internet issues. Couldn't get into the session, so that's unfortunate for him. Full-time Grand National driver. Pretty terrible luck there. Across the line goes the 42 of Aiden Holes. Here's Payson Lindsay now on the racetrack. He's starting, I believe, his final lap. He's 9th. He's going to be 9th. Sean Rowe goes 9th. Pushes Payson down to 10th. Oh! Rowe is only 9th. Benton, I don't Where's the 12? Wilkin Benton is across the line here in the 9. Once we go, he's outside of the top 10, and he's 11th. So definitely a pickup there, but still maybe not where he wants to be. Here's Michael Gregory in the 28. Richard Cherry. We know that 7 car has pace because Matthew White is driven at the 23 career wins, but he is top of the board right now. How about that? Here's the 28 of Michael Gregory. Off turn 4, he will not be able to make a lap, and Richard Cherry is going to be on pole by 1/10 of a second. How about that? Wow. And, of course, that will do it. In qualifying, Cherry is your pole sitter. What a lap by the 7 car. And here we go in Pocono. We welcome you live to race number 9 of the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series season, and Richard Cherry filling in for the injured Matthew White on pole. To his outside will be his Showtime Motorsports car, Ashton Miller, starting in 2nd place. Great starting spot for the 79 driver. Top of the order in practice, Ashton's teammate Aiden Donahue will start 3rd. Got Cole Wilson lining up in 4th, Cameron Chandler, Braden Hunsicker, Jacob Quill, John Butler, Sean Rowe, and Payson Lindsay round out your top 10. Every single one of these drivers is in the, well, not full-time drivers at least, is in the chase besides Jacob Quill right now in the top 10. I mean, well, actually, Payson, okay, that doesn't make any sense at this point. Payson isn't either. But, of course, you got the rest of this field rolling across the left side of your screen, the top 20, the rest of the top 30. Here in Pocono, it is race number 9 of the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series season, and Matthew White is injured for this one. But, of course, the Cup Series back at Pocono Raceway. We are so excited for this one. And we are just about ready to get this underway from Pocono tonight. $80 laps, halfway break at the end of lap 40. Cannot make it to the end of the stage on fuel. That's something you got to think about. Cars will be just about ready to roll off here in Pocono. Alrighty, we're in Pocono tonight. Long Pond, Pennsylvania, host of the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series race here, and there goes Cherry. We're not going to have of course, a pace lap. Run down pit road. We go straight to green this time by, and for some reason we're already showing the pace car, but these cars will now roll off of the grid here at Pocono. We are prepared to get going for this one. All right. Richard Cherry will elect the outside lane here on the initial start of the race. Well, it is a beautiful sunny day in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Of course, we have, unfortunately, Matthew White injured for this one. He will not be attending. Davian Tobin had an engine issue in the garage. He also will not be able to make it to the grid here. That's so unfortunate for the driver that entered just below the chase cut line. This is going to be detrimental to his points. Some storylines heading to this race, not able to make it to the track to the grid here. Very unfortunate for some of those guys. Also got Joseph Lewis internet issues, so that's unfortunate. But we are back at Pocono and ready to get this one underway. The fill-in driver, how about Richard Cherry? That 7 car so quick, doesn't matter who's driving it, he's on pole. Cherry very good at these style of racetracks. Remember, think back to Indianapolis and other tracks like that. Tonight in Pocono, looks like it's no different. 80 laps. Halfway break the end of lap 40. Ready for hopefully a fun one for the 9th race of the Cup Series season in Pocono. This starts the little bit of an East Coast northeast swing with Dover in Pocono these next 2 weeks. We're in the Pocono Mountains and the pace car is in. Here we go, Richard Cherry and Ashton Miller will lead the field to the green flag. We are green and underway from Pocono. Let's go. Ashton Miller leads out into turn 1. Cherry, bad start on the outside lane. He's already getting freight trained by Aiden Donahue in the 82 there as they will exit turn 1 for the opening time and head down one of the backstretch here in Pocono. We got Aiden Donahue running on his teammate Miller already down the backstretch, heading to the tunnel turn. You got to be very careful back there. You don't want to be running 3 wide or side by side into the tunnel turn. Hopefully they can all work it out. Ooh, you see Michael Gregory get loose there. 4 wide down in the bottom towards the back. Everett tries to get sorted out back here and into line. Still 3 wide, all throughout the middle. Opening lap here at Pocono Raceway. Ashton Miller coming down the front straightaway, looking to lead lap 1. He will do just that. Got Richard Sherry, your pole sitter, back there in second, or third, I should say, behind Aiden Donahue in the 82. They head into turn 1. Here is Sean Rowe coming to the outside of Braden Hunsicker. Looking to battle for 5th. Of course, it'll be a long night here at Pocono Raceway. It takes a while to get around this racetrack, just over 50 seconds. The longest at an oval in NASCAR. Here is, we nearly had a crash behind him. They all saved it. They're 3 wide. You see Trenton Wilkin back here outside of the top 15 now. Aiden Olsen in 42 car. Jeremiah Gautley down there. They're getting very aggressive. Here is the 8 car of Cameron Chandler. These two so good this season, but now they're battling for what is 6th place. Heading down the front straightaway. These two both have wins. Sean won at Nashville. Of course, Cameron won last week at Rockingham. But the top 5 drivers haven't won this season yet in the Cup Series. And one of them hasn't won in his career in the Cup Series, that being Richard Cherry. Ashton Miller, winner of Texas last season, leads at a 3/10 second lead over his teammate Aiden Donahue in P2. In 3rd place, Richard Cherry. The 4th place car is Cole Wilson. Side by side, first battle between them is Michael Gregory and the 9 car of Bryce Benton. That was for 11th place. Bryce is clear, back at the 11th. What a big block down to the inside in holes. They are 4 wide with Sage Airman and a couple other clear high cars. They got Sean Hilquich involved there as well. They are having an absolute battle in the back. It's pretty messy back here already. They're just slowing each other down and not burning a lot of fuel. Here we go. Braden Hunsicker to the inside of Cole Wilson for 4th. Come to lap 4 in this race. Cole Wilson is going to maybe give up that spot. Braden is clear to P4. But Ashton Miller continues to lead here in Pocono. A little bit throughout the field as this group of cars continues 3 wide down the back straightaway. We expected more cars in this race. Some drivers unfortunately having issues. Probably would have had just about 28 cars today. We only had 24 start the race. Oh my goodness, it is getting dicey. So that would have been even more dicey in the back. Maybe luckily for some of these guys, we don't have more than the usual car count at a track like Pocono. You see Aiden Holes looking at the inside of Ethan McMillan. Dana Munn came to pit road on the opening lap, so he's already 4 laps down. Not exactly sure what happened to the 1 car. Look towards more of the front of the field. We got side by side. Here we go. Cameron Chandler just passed Cole Wilson. That 22 car's falling through the field. Here comes Sean Rowe as well. Rowe to the inside of the 22 Wilson and maybe the inside of Cameron Chandler as well. 5th place. Door to door for P5. Down the back stretch they go. And heading the 3 and 4 this time by on lap 5. These two so respectful and great racing with each other all year long. Want to get to the front of the field in this one. I would definitely not be too surprised to see them up front pretty shortly. Now Cameron just broke his way inside of the top 5. They head down the front straightaway. But Showtime Motorsports currently showing the way 1 and 2 with Ashton Miller and Aiden Donahue. The back cam heading through 1. Tire wear wasn't a big factor in the iCar race. You see teammates here side by side. Bryce Benton passes Payson Lindsay for 8, so Bryce is on the move here. He's out of the top 10 for the first time all day. So the tire didn't mean a ton in iCar, but we'll see what it means tonight in the Cup Series. Top 3 have pulled away already from Braden Hunsicker, and now you got the 7 of Cheery, your pole sitter, trying to reclaim second away from Aiden Donahue. Donahue slides off the corner exit, heading down the front stretch again. As Ashton Miller continues to lead. Single file most of the pack. John Butler maybe looking out of line here. We got Knox Thompson to the inside of Michael Gregory. He's going to go on the bottom as they battle for 12th place. Thompson having a good run to start this race. Inside of the top 15. And here is Bryce Benton on the move. To the inside now of Cole Wilson for 7th. That 9 car didn't look good at all in practice or qualifying. 14th in practice, 11th in qualifying, but they're ready inside of the top 10 and looking to battle for 7th here with the 22. His former teammate Cole Wilson. Wilson will get tight up, or Benton gets tight up the racetrack, loses some momentum, has to fall back to 8th. Got Payson losing his teammates still back there in 9th place as well. So car on the wall, that was John Butler a little bit in the 09. Now he's got Michael Gregory to his inside. You can't lose momentum like that here at Dover, or that's next week, at Pocono, or something like that's going to happen. To the outside goes Butler, and here comes Knox Thompson as well. Thompson, like I said, having a good race to start. He's to the outside of Michael Gregory for 12th place. Almost a little bit of contact. He's on the bumper of his teammate, the 09 of John Butler. Oh, contact, there it is, between the 28 of Gregory and the 09 of Butler. They luckily all save it. We're back to single file here. Everyone is okay. Here we go, side by side. Cheery to the inside of Donahue for 2nd. He is going to look to clear, and he will. Back to P2 as your pole sitter, Richard Cheery. So that 7 car started on pole. You will now try to chase down Ashton Miller, your race leader. Here is Bryce Benton to the inside of Cole Wilson again. Trying now to make this pass happen. All the way on the bottom. Have to pull back in line again. Oh, we have a spinner in the back. 1 car nearly went around. That was Hunter Havarilla. What a save by that 50 car. He's going to pull back outside of the top 20 though, but better than crashing the race cars. We got the 12 of Trent Wilkin there making the move on Knox Thompson. It looks like Jacob Quayle as well back here. Thompson to the bumper of his affiliated teammate, Johnson Motorsports and ETR, of course, have that alliance. Trendler Racing currently running inside of the top 10 with Sean Rowe, but you see Hillquitch in 16th and Wilkin outside of the top 10 as well. Jacob Quayle to the inside of now the 88 car. Of course, Thompson is used to running up somewhat in front in the Grand National Series, but getting somewhat alive with some of these Cup drivers right now. Here comes to lap 10 in Pocono. And Ashton Miller's got some pressure. Here's the 7. Richard Cheery trying to close this gap back up for the race lead. Lost it on the initial start of the race. Miller almost in the wall a little bit. Heading into turn 3. Cheery's going to use that outside lane. He's going to slide up the racetrack. Miller is a little bit. Maybe going to allow some momentum down the front straightaway for that 7 car of Cheery. Showtime Motorsports looks very, very quick on the short run, but maybe this long run pace isn't their thing so far. Donahue got passed by Cheery, and now Miller has pressure from the 7 car. Or maybe just the 7 car being that quick. Bryce Benton still sitting in behind at 22 of Cole Wilson. And Cheery on the move for the race lead. He's battling with that 79 car of Miller. Stays in line, heading back to the tunnel turn this time by, or turn 3 that is, I'm sorry. Ashton Miller looking for career win number 2. Richard Cheery looking for career win number 1. What a big day would be for him. Never full-time in the Cup Series. He's always been at least full-time in Grand National. Won a couple of races there last season. But never won a Cup race. 7 car tonight driven by Richard Cheery. Came close a couple times. Remember a few seasons ago in Indianapolis. Been working at this for a while. Has a lot of Cup starts under his belt, even though he's never been full-time. Cheery's got a run, coming to 2. Not the place to really ever make a move, so he's going to stay in line. Gonna have some momentum here heading to turn 3. We'll see what kind of line he's able to run. Miller on the wall a little bit. He's going to run the bottom to get to the inside of the 79 car of Ashton Miller. Here comes Richard Cherry to the bottom. Be door to door, maybe no. Cherry's able to fall back into second place. Miller still holds on to the lead. He's going to block all the way down low to the inside, as you can see. Bit of a high line there for that 7 car of Cherry. Still early days in Pocono, only on lap 13, but Cherry is to the inside for the race lead. Gonna try to make the corner into the tunnel turn. Door to door they go for the lead. Cherry in the inside of Miller. Side by side, will this allow Aiden Donahue to get into the battle? Here it comes Donahue. Cherry actually fell back, and Donahue gonna be on his bumper for P2. Cherry drives into the corner pretty hard in the 3 and 4. So Miller on the bottom in the grass a little bit off corner exit. Somehow still holding on to this lead. Now Aiden Donahue pressuring Richard Cherry. Here he is to the inside for second place. See that momentum lost by that 7 car. This is going to affect him. Might lose P2. Also door to door between Chandler and Rowe behind them. But side by side, most importantly for P2. There's Cameron Chandler and Sean Rowe. I think Chandler's going to clear him on corner exit. Yes, he will. And now clear. And also Cherry got re-cleared. And he's got to run on Miller again. Coming to the tunnel turn 2, where it doesn't work out last time. Will he decide to make the same move? No, we'll stay in line. These top 3 nose to tail for the lead. Here is Sean Rowe on the bottom of Cameron Chandler. Is going to slide up the racetrack. Almost put a bit of a slide job on him, but Chandler crosses over back to the inside as they hardly battle for a 5th place here. Very impressive battle going on here as they head down the front straightaway. Cole Wilson falls in the line. Rowe to the outside of Chandler now. He's going to try to wrap that high line, trying to take that 5th place away. And he will clear him. New driver in 5th, it is Sean Rowe. Cole Wilson got a little bit tight here. Is the 9 of Benson trying to get to his bumper up front. Cherry back in the bumper of Miller again. Still cannot complete the pass. But Miller's got a big tight moment here off turn 2. He might have a run coming to turn 3. There he is to the inside. Door to door, that 79 car. Can he make the pass happen? Gonna try to drive it deep into the corner. Miller on that outside lane. Gonna try to punch him down there, get Cherry a little bit tight, and he'll actually get loose. And has to slide back in line. Here comes Donahue, like I said, to the inside of him for second place again. That momentum lost really affecting him. And Donahue clears Cherry. Showtime Motorsports 1 and 2 is back. Oh, but Cherry not giving up yet. He slides back to the inside of Donahue. So maybe starting to allow Braden Hunsicker into the battle. He's running in 4th all by himself on an island. And of course, you got Sean Rowe, Cameron Chandler, Bryce Benson, Cole Wilson, Payson Lindsay, and John Butler, your top 10 behind him. Here's Payson Lindsay to the inside of Cole Wilson. Maybe thinks better of it. Still, of course, early in the race. Now Aiden Donahue trying to challenge on his teammate, Ashton Miller. Donahue has to be the hungriest he's ever been in his career for a victory. 9 races in, still winless. The driver that has the 3rd most all-time Cup Series victories. Here we go. Bryce Benson to the inside of Cameron Chandler now, his teammate, for 6th, and he's gonna, I think, easily take that spot away. Maybe, no, Chandler's gonna try to fight back on the outside lane, but Benson clear to 6th, and Chandler back to 7th. Team Chevy Motor Club consistent right now, 7th, 8th, and 9th, or 6th, 7th, and 8th. But not anyone that's out of the top 5 yet. Top 3 still nose to tail at the front of the field. Miller nearly won the iCar race here on Tuesday, finished second to Bryce Benton. And here's that 7-car Cheery. He's going to get Donahue a little bit loose here, and we'll have a run down the front stretch. Donahue's going to, of course, try to move, maybe not way down to the inside, like we usually see later in these races, but at least far enough down for Cheery not to be able to make the pass or gain any sort of advantage there. Cheery those all over that 82 car's back bumper. 18 laps into Pocono, been a caution-free so far. Coming to nearly halfway in the stage. And probably in the next 10 or so laps, we'd already see cars on pit road. Going to, like I said, about 26 to 28 laps. So will the strategy be running long, maybe short pitting here? Who knows what kind of a strategy is going to work out here. We'll see what works out in the first stage, and then drivers will take that into play for the second half of the race and then use that. And here we go is Cameron Chandler back to the inside of his teammate Bryce Benton for 6th. Those drivers will learn what works and what doesn't work in this first half, and then they'll apply it when the battle for the win is on. Or the stage pitting, that is. Now, is Benton clear into 6th. Retakes this spot from Chandler, but he gets a little bit loose. Here comes Cameron back to his inside. Side by side again, heading to the tunnel turn. And Chandler is clear on Bryce Benton. He might actually slide up the racetrack a little bit, gets somewhat tight. Brings Pace and Lindsay into the battle as well. And now, here comes Benton back to his inside. These 3 teammates from Team Chevy Motor Club. If you're a team owner here, you don't want to be looking at this. Your 3 cars battling outside of the top 5 right now. And nose to tail as well. Side by side down the front straightaway. Here's Lindsay to the outside, just past Benton. Now looking to pass Chandler for 6th. Of course, Payson coming off that suspension needs stage points, a lot of them today, and also needs to finish very well. Here he is to the outside of his teammate, Cameron Chandler, for 6th. Looks to power away him, and he gets that spot away. Now Benton to the inside of Cameron again for 7th. Now they've lost the spot to Lindsay battling side by side. But Wilson still waiting back there at 9th. Chandler going to maybe almost slide up the racetrack there. He will. I think Bryce will just let him go for now. More up front, you see Aiden Donahue trying to re-challenge. These top 3 have been nose to tail for a while. Ashton Miller coming to 20 laps led. How about this? Great start for the 79 machine, but he hasn't had a lack of pressure behind him all day long. And they're going to cut way down to the inside. Car on pit road already, that was C.J. Erdman. Jacob Bell had an issue as well. I believe he might have spun in the 14. He's off the pace. Back going here. Not sure if Erdman is pitting. And now here we go, Donahue to the inside of Miller for the race lead. Side by side between teammates. Door to door heading to turn 2. Donahue on the low side of Miller. Oh, they're nearly going to make contact. They do make contact. Teammates slide up the racetrack. Here comes Sherry. Luckily, they avoid an accident at the front of the field like this so early on. And now, see Erdman back on the racetrack. Here comes the 7 of Cherry trying to re-challenge that 82 of Donahue and Erdman, actually in the lead pack right now, behind Braden Hunsaker. Man, that was very, very close. Here at the front of the field between teammates, that is. We got a car pitting. That was, I believe, Cole Wilson. Pretty early, I would say. Maybe a bit of a short pit here for the 22 car, one of your first leaders to come to pit road. I believe Quayle actually might have pitted, that's the story. Didn't spin, I'm sorry. He came to pit road. So leaders on pit road for the first time tonight. First one is the 22 of Cole Wilson. Let's see if that forces the hand of it. They're racing hard at the front of the field. Top 3 are just nose to tail going at it. Here in Pocono. See if any of your leaders come this time by to pit road. I mean, it seems a little bit early, but on lap 22 coming to lap 23, but who knows what we'll see. We already saw Cole Wilson pit, and here comes Sean Rowe in the 20 car. He's forcing his hand to pit road. We'll see if short pitting is the best option And also got Michael Gregory pitting. Sean Rowe's teammate, the 12 of Trent Wilkin, also pits. And he also got Cole Clausen back here coming up pit road. So a lot of leaders coming up pits here in Pocono for the first time. And Sean Rowe will come to service his race car. The leader still knows the tail. Miller in the 79. He's got Aiden Donahue. Now he's got Richard Cherry to his inside. Also brought Braden Hunsicker to the battle. It is very close at the front of the field right now, and they're probably about to come down pit road. Donahue going to slide up there. Almost contact. Cherry loose. So is Donahue as Hunsicker pits behind him. These two, second and third, nearly had a wreck. And here come your cars that just pitted off pit road. There's Wilkin. Clausen may get lapped here, but he should be good once Miller pits. Guys that are just pitted now do not want to caution at all. Here is the 22 of Wilson. Looking now, Sean Rowe is out front on Wilson, who pitted a lap earlier. So not really sure. We're going to have to see once the leaders pit how these guys cycle out. That'll be the better telling story. If any of the other leaders come this time by. Probably before fresh Goodyear tires and pack as much Sunoco fuel as you need, and Aiden Donahue is coming. His teammate Ashton Miller, though, stays out. Here comes the 82 of Donahue to pit road. He also had Donovan Hogan. He's just serviced his race car. And Aiden Donahue brings his 82 to the pits. He's got Connor Havarilla there on bumper of Pace and Lindsay. I believe Havarilla just pitted. I'm sorry, Lindsay stayed out. Haverhill pitted, yeah. Miller, Cherry, Lindsay, Chandler, Butler, Hillquich, Thompson, Donahue just on pit road, Gauntly, Holes, and maybe another one haven't pitted yet. Donahue, of course, just came. And there he is getting service. So I got to watch. Here comes Sean Rowe. This is the battle I want to watch right now to see if Sean Rowe, a couple of laps undercut on Aiden Donahue, is able to pass him. Or at least get close. He actually did pass Braden Hunsicker. Wow, that is a... Yeah, that shows it right there. No, Donahue... He's going to get past here, I believe. Braden actually get it off the pace car. Yeah, he's going to easily get past. That undercut, only by a few laps, works out magically for Sean Rowe. But how will the long run pace be? And you see Braden also passed Aiden Donahue. So tires definitely do matter here in Pocono, and Sean Rowe is showing that. I believe currently the best car on this strategy. Here's that your leader, Ashton Miller, on pit road in the 79 car. First time your leader's pitting. Also got Knox Thompson, Aiden Holes coming. And Miller, your race leader, started second on pits. And he's actually going to back it up. That's going to lose him a lot of time. At least half a second. Cherry, Lindsay, Chandler, Butler, Hillquich, Gauntly at the pit. Here comes the 20 of Sean Rowe. He may actually retain the lead here. Here comes Ashton Miller. He's probably going to get passed by both Hunsicker and his teammate Donahue. Yes, he will. So, will long run pace work out for these guys that pitted a little bit later? Gotta think Cherry is not going to be a good boat if long run pace doesn't work out here. He continues to stay out. Trying to find Cherry. There he is. He's got getting passed by the 71 of Cole Clausen, who was just down pit road. Of course, fuel strategy is a big thing here at Pocono Raceway. There's a lot of times you can save a lot of fuel. I mean, if we get some cautions falling in the right place in this race, we could see that as well for the win. Fuel saving. There's Bentony ready visited pit road. And what would be your leader if once pit cycle is complete would be Sean Rowe here in the 20. And it doesn't look like Donahue or Hunsicker are currently catching him. So this strategy, like I said, you learn the strategies that work out on the racetrack. I mean, all week you're just thinking them up, but you don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work until you're actually on the racetrack here. So far, it looks like this 20 car's strategy working out pretty nicely. Maybe other drivers will take notes of that for the second half of the race, maybe thinking about being one of the first cars down pit road. If the strategy can hold, and he can hold the lead for a little bit. Cherry continues, though, to stay out. So do Lindsay, Chandler, Butler, Hillquich, and Gauntly. I mean, Perfect situation for those guys as a caution comes out right now. Now some drivers laps down, and they also are able to probably obtain the lead here. There is Cherry, your current leader, gets pit. Gonna come to lap 29 this time by. You gotta be on fumes at this point. I think he's coming this time by. I mean, he's gonna stay out. I don't know how this 7 car, unless he's been saving all of a sudden for some reason. I don't know how he's staying out. This is the fuel window we're at right now. So I would expect you to have to pit. We got cars on pit road here. That was Pace and Lindsay. He's on pit road now, and John Butler. Cameron Chandler stays out. See if Jeremiah Gauntly pits here in the 62. No, he's gonna stay out. But Lindsay and Butler at a pit. Of course, is Lindsay gonna drive through his box? Yep, there we go. Gotta back it up. That'll lose him some time. Easily, Sean Rowe and the others are gonna get around him. That will not be a competition. See Lindsay now rolling off pit road with John Butler in the 09, and the other leaders blow right around him. Undercut looking pretty sweet so far here in Pocono. But we're still very early into the race, and who knows how the rest of this run could go. Cherry, I believe, is pitting. Here he goes. Also Sean Hilkish on pit road. Cherry pits. Cameron Chandler stays out. I think he's the only other driver besides Jeremiah Gauntly yet to pit here. And Gauntly's coming. So Cameron Chandler, the only driver yet to pit. How about that? As your leader comes to pit road, here come your other leaders. I believe Sean Rowe, once Chandler comes to pit road, will be able to take the lead over here. Great strategy out of the 20 car. I saw the same sort of thing he did at Nashville. Worked out very well, actually ended up winning the race. Not a bad start at all for him. He will take second. Once Chandler comes to pit, he will take the lead. And Cameron, I don't know how he's still on the racetrack. You shouldn't be able to make it 30 laps, and he's coming this time by, I would imagine, yet here he comes. Probably was hoping for a caution. Would have been perfect timing for a caution to come out now, but fortunately for Cameron, that will not happen. He will come to service his race car. The final one to finish up green flag pit cycles here in Pocono. Lap 30. Pocono's such a strategy racetrack, like I said, and you're seeing the strategy right now. Sean Rowe pits earlier, gets out front, but how much tire advantage will the 77, the 82, and others have behind him for the stage? They will come to 10 to go this time by, till stage points are awarded, and then, of course, the halfway break. And there's Cameron Chandler, 4-Fresh Goodyear tires, rolling off pit road, and here comes Sean Rowe to easily blow around him for the lead. Cameron probably going to cycle about 8th, 9th, something like that. Maybe a little worse. We'll see. Make sure you don't get a penalty coming off pit road. Even if you do get a penalty here, you don't lose a lap for pitting under green at Pocono, so it's not as bad as the situation as it could be. Cameron's 7th, so not bad at all for him. Could have been worse. Now the battle is on for the stage win between these top 3 drivers, Sean Rowe, Braden Hunsicker, and Aiden Donahue. And here is Donahue looking at the inside of that 77 car. He has been quicker than Hunsicker all day long, and looking to get 2nd place. So they head down the front straightaway, coming in 9 laps to go in the stage at Pocono Raceway. Here is Donahue, still trying to pressure Hunsicker. They're also trying to catch the 20 of Sean Rowe, which they are over these last few laps. They've been a bit quicker than him. Of course, slightly fresher tires than the 20 car. They've also been running better in this race before pit cycles happened. You got Ashton Miller back there in 4th, your leader from earlier. He pitted a little bit later, of course. Cameron Chandler back to 8th, just got passed by Richard Cherry. Almost contact between Hunsicker and Donahue. Hunsicker up the racetrack in the wall with a 77. He will slide, but will save it. My goodness. That could have been catastrophic for Braden Hunsicker. Luckily, he keeps the thing going in the right direction. We stay green. No caution, no crash, no nothing. He's going to get passed, though, by Donahue. Might not be too happy with the 82 car. We'll see if he lets him down the front straightaway. Currently stays in line. Donahue now to P2. He'll try to chase down Sean Rowe. They're on fresher tires now, so grip handling shouldn't be an issue. It's a very interesting moment there as we look throughout the fields. Here we go, first side-by-side battle. Maybe not side-by-side anymore. Jacob Whale was trying to get to the inside of Michael Berry for 10th. We look back here, John Butler 12th, 13th, Trent Wilkin 14th, Sean Ilquich 15th, Knox Thompson 16th. The winner in Fontana this season, Cole Clausen, was Grand National driver as well. He has a win this season, Grand National as well. And we got a crash. That was the 43 Donovan Hogan. He got big damage on his race car. We're under green still, so something happened to Hogan. We'll look at it real quick. I'm not really sure. It happened pretty early in the lap. Here is Donovan Hogan. Oh, just too much of the wall, and that turns him into it. And, oh, that's a big shot. That might end his day. Wow, that's unfortunate. Donovan, I mean, he's had an okay season, rookie, first full-time year for his own team, a family team that is. He's kind of been just in the back, but here we go, side-by-side for the lead between Aiden Donahue and Sean Rowe. 82 coming on strong at the end of the stage. They're door-to-door through 2. Oh, Rowe going to slide Donahue up the racetrack, but that 82 car with 7 to go in the stage is going to clear Sean Rowe for the lead. How about that? Aiden Donahue, your new leader in Pocono. Crossover, though, back to the inside. The 20 of Rowe trying to get to his quarter panel to make something happen. He's going to have a run down the front straightaway. Where will he take it? Currently stays in line. In a 1 they go. Rowe back on the inside lane of Donahue. Trying to gas it up here off corner exit with 6 laps to go in the stage. You saw maybe the strategy we thought was going to work out for the 20 car of Sean Rowe, but no. That 82 car, maybe pitting a few laps later, looks to have a good strategy working for him, and he now has the lead. And other drivers will take notes of that, and so will Donahue's team for the second half of this race and that pit cycle that we'll see, probably. Now here comes Braden Hunsicker trying to battle for second place with Sean Rowe. Donahue from 3rd to the lead here in Pocono. 5 laps to go in the stage this time by. Ashton Miller still back there in 4th, was leading the race earlier, dominating that is. Richard Cheery in 5th, Benson 6th, Wilson 7th. Cameron Chandler has fallen back to 10th. The dominant car from last week at Rockingham, not so dominant, may even lose that spot inside of the top 10 here with Jacob Quayle behind him in the 14. I mean, it is crazy how things can change that quickly over a week. Dominates Rockingham, leads every single lap but 1. Now, just about to fall outside of the top 10 here on pace in Pocono. Riding with Sean Rowe. Got Braden Hunsicker behind him. Sorry, just trying to find the right camera angle. It's a bit broken right now. Well, not broken, but we're still trying to figure it out. As they work their way down the front straightaway yet again for Pocono Raceway. Haven't had a single caution in this first half yet, by the way. Something to keep in mind as this race goes on. Donovan Hogan, I believe, is out of the race. That is unfortunate. Hard hit to the inside lane. We stay green now. Top 4 now, just about to be nose to tail. They're also catching some lap traffic in Paul's. He is way off the pace. Could easily be the free pass car, though, if things stay like this against lap. So, oh, and Donnie, you're lit. Oh, my goodness. What a save. My God. That thing was tracking sideways the entire corner and then off corner exit. Man. Doesn't lose too much time at all either. He is pushing, for sure. Miller nearly in the wall as well. Really getting their stuff's worth here at the end of the stage in Pocono. My God. That could have been a disastrous maneuver for Donahue now with 3 laps to go to the halfway break. And a lot of good racing up front so far tonight in Pocono. They'll head down the backstretch, the first backstretch that is, and coming back to the tunnel turn. Donahue continue, even after that slide, continuing to pull away from Sean Rowe, Braden Hunsicker, and Ashton Miller. Maybe trying to return to his dominant self, who knows? Oh, in the wall, Hunsicker. That's the second time he's hit the one. The caution is out with 3 to go in the stage. That is a terribly timed caution. And that is Sean Hillquich going around. Well, that's you can't get much worse for a timed caution, of course. That's his teammate Trent Wilkin got in the wall, and then he collects the Wilkin in the 12, turns Wilkin in the wall, and hard of the fence goes that 30 car as well. And the stage will end under caution here, by the way. They'll run them out. It'll be Donahue winning the stage. Rowe will finish in second. Yeah, hard into the wall pretty decently, and then gets turned to the wall again. Oh, that's a big shot to the inside lane. That's unfortunate. 2 ETR cars at the end of the stage. Just had they make it away to around 2 more laps, and they couldn't do it. So, leaders can't pit here. They're going to run to the end of the stage here under caution. So it'll be Aiden Donahue winning the stage. Sean Rowe will be second. Braden Hunsicker will be third. You got Ashton Miller, Richard Cheery, Bryce Benson, Jason Lindsay, Cole Wilson, Michael Gregory, and Jacob Quayle, your top 10 all getting stage points. And his first stage win of the year goes to Aiden Donahue in the 82. That's big for him. So run one more lap here under caution. So Hillquich back rolling here in the 30 car. So is Wilkin. They both have damage though. Have to try to get those 2 repaired. It's their first incident caution. It's the first caution of the day here, and it will end the stage. So I think we're going to run under caution here for a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they're going to pit. Sure hope they don't pit. Oh, they're coming here. This is the halfway break. All right. So I don't know why Rich Cheery's staying out, because this is the halfway break. I don't know if he's got that message to him, because this is the halfway break. I don't know why he's staying out right now. Well, that's going to be detrimental for Rich Cheery, because there will not be another caution after this guarantee. I don't know what he's doing staying out here, but every other leader comes to pit road. I don't know, the member doesn't get through. He's literally the only car to stay out here. And every other leader comes to pit. On pit road for the halfway break and under caution early, so it'll technically be at the end of lap 39. Stage will end. For fresh Goodyear tires, got to pack in as much Sunoco fuel as you can get in that thing. Here comes good stop by Sean Rowe, but off pit road first will be Aiden Donahue. Second will be Rowe. Third will be the 79 Miller. Gaining good spots. There's Bryce Benton in 4th. Hunsicker 5th. Jake Quayle, great stop in 6th. Others rolling off behind him. So, but Richard Cheery, I don't know what he's doing, to be honest with you. Right back. Back live here in Pocono. For some reason, Rich Cheery is the only driver that doesn't know that this is the end of the stage. I don't know what he's doing here. They've come to the shoes this time by. Yeah, look, this is the end of the stage. The stage is already over. I don't know what he's doing. So we want to go around with the shoes. So he's going to choose the outside. This is not a good strategy at all for him. So choosing the front row here, because Donahue chose the outside as well, will be Sean Rowe. With the shoes behind him. It's kind of a, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really understand what he was doing there. I'm surprised he didn't pit as well. We also got cars maybe topping up back here if you're in the back. All right. Well, that's it for the stage. The stage is over. It's Aiden Donahue winning it. The stage results were frozen at the time of caution. So Rich Cheery just set himself up not so great, I don't think. I don't know how this is going to work out for the 7 car. The only one that didn't pit. And we'll take the lead, but we'll restart on the outside lane. He started on pole, of course. We'll see how this goes for him. restart for the second half of this race in Pocono. Very, very, very badly timed caution that was. Ilkwich is still a lap down. He's on pit road. They're going to need yellows. Hayden Hole's also got to put a lap down. They just didn't beat out the pace car, I don't think. Wow. That's unfortunate for those guys. Well, we're going to restart here on lap 42. The second half of the race still got Ilkwich in pits. Other cars trying to catch up behind him. We'll be restarting, like I said, on lap 42 in Pocono. First caution of the day. Comes out for cause, but it'll end the stage in a kind of a confusing manner, but this is the end of the stage anyways. And Richard Cherry, for some reason, stays out. A couple of weird things going on here, but anyways, here we come to the second half in Pocono. Pace car is back in. Cherry stays out for some reason. The only car on older tires, the only car on a bad fuel strategy, and we're back to green from the tricky triangle for the second half of the race. Sean Rowe now in second. Cherry got a good restart on the inside lane. Here is Ashton Miller to the inside of Donahue as they'll make their way down into 1 and 2. Oh, Cole Wilson going to be split here 3 wide, nearly 4 wide with Donahue sliding up the racetrack. Bryce Vincent on the outside as well. Still 3 wide, going to head to turn 2. How will that work out? You see Miller to the inside of Rowe here for second as well. Into 2 they go. We see, oh, loose moment out of Cole Wilson. He'll save it. Back into 3 and 4 here in Pocono. The racetrack goes to 82 of Aiden Donahue. Maybe gonna have a run on Ashton Miller down the front straightaway with Miller got loose. Heading down the front stretch again. Wilkin and Ilkwich just, by the way, still on pit road. Losing a couple laps now. This is going to be race over for the win, at least for those guys. Both 3 laps down. First car 1 lap down is Aiden Holes in 20th. He wasn't able to make it on pit road in time before the pace car came back around under caution. Of course, no cautions for cause besides the one that ended the stage. Here in the first half of Pocono, what will we see in half number 2? Here is Payson Lindsay to the inside aggressively on Cole Wilson. We'll try to make the move to 6 for 7, though. Wilson going to slide up the racetrack. He goes now to the inside. Here comes Sean Rowe for the lead on Richard Cherry. This thing working out very nicely for the 20 of Sean Rowe. Leapfrogged everyone and now going to take the lead in Pocono. Oh, we got a crash. One car goes around, actually saves it. Also, more cars trying to spin. The caution is out. Around goes Connor Havarilla. Payson Lindsay also got a piece of it. He's got some damage, I believe, in the 99. And this is our second caution of the day on lap 44 in Pocono. We'll take a look at what happened. So it was 2 separate incidents, I believe. Set of the top 10, first of all, Lindsay ahead of Cole Wilson. Oh, Wilson just drives at the racetrack and turns the 99. And actually got contact himself. Lindsay does a great job saving it, but Connor Havarilla spun out behind him. That was a separate incident, actually. We'll take a look, look for the blimp. What happened to Connor? I believe Knox Thompson might have gotten into him. Yeah, Thompson way too deep at the corner, makes contact with that 50 of Havarilla and spins him out. Oh, and Michael Gregory, wow, he got a piece of it as well. That's how the 50 car gets spun around again. It's right along with Gregory here. I don't know how much damage he would have taken. Wreck ahead of him. Here goes Havarilla. Oh, just can't check up in time. Unfortunately, just runs straight into him. My goodness. Aiden Holes will get the free pass here. And we'll get himself back on the lead lap. So after a pretty calm, 35 or so laps, at least for incidents-wise, here we go. We got maybe cars pitting here. Payson Lindsay has damage. So does Cole Wilson who went up here. I believe everyone else besides Knox Thompson pitting. Cole Clausen pitting. You can't even be close to make it to the end of the race here on fuel if you pit now. So not really a reason to unless you have damage. So yeah, it was pretty calm, maybe some good battles throughout the pack, but then caution comes out. ETR teammates Scrack, I believe, I don't know if they're both out of the race or something. I believe Trenton had a bit of a connection issue now. Haydenholz there gets the free pass, but I don't know what's going on with those two ETR cars. They had their little incident. Now we're back under caution with another ETR car actually leading the race. Sean Rowe, his other two teammates are now, I believe, in the garage. "36 laps to go in Pocono. All this said and done. So I believe we're coming to the choose this time by. Here comes Haydenholz getting his laps back. You have cars getting serviced, trying to repair some damage maybe. Cole Wilson is one of them. There comes Pace and Lindsay off pit road with Knox Thompson as well behind them. So second caution of the day here in Pocono. So if they went green to the end of the race, we would see another green flag pit stop, but it would definitely get more interesting, I would say. Remember, this is the fuel strategy we were talking about here in Pocono, especially late in the race. These guys are battling for the win. All right. So, as they will, I believe, come to the choose this time by in Pocono, will restart on lap 47. Here they come. Outside for Sean Rowe, inside Cheery, who still is in that weird strategy. Not really sure how the rest of the race is going to work out for him. Ooh, that's McMillan going straight through the middle. We didn't go straight through. I think we're going to call. He's in the back anyways. We'll just let him go. That wasn't straight through anyways, and he's running basically last, so not really a reason to call it. Anyways, gonna restart in lap 47. With Sean Rowe now up front. Really nice strategy for the 20 car. He still was a net gain, that pit strategy he had earlier, even though he lost the lead. Gained a couple of positions and is up front here for the restart. On lap 47 it will be. So still waiting on like a bunch of cars to catch back up to the lead group here. So we'll be back here once we go green. Zoom into the pace car driver. There he is. And there is, of course, Sean Rowe. A lot of good battles at the front of the field so far today. Hopefully this race, rest of the last, now we're going to be 34 laps to go, is full of that. All right. Here we go. Going to be on lap 47 from Pocono Raceway. Quick yellow there after a one green flag run in the first half of the race, and we're going to be back to green here on lap 47. Away we go yet again in Pocono. Good restart for Sean Rowe and Ashton Miller around the outside of Cheery. And the 7 is still, of course, on those older tires, that alternate strategy as they will head down the front straightaway and back at a 1. Flying their way back into one here. See Ashton Miller up the racetrack. That 7 car of Cheery's. They're side by side for second place. Aiden Donnie, your stage winner, behind him. Everybody tries to fall in line as they head down the backstretch. See Cheery now starting to lose positions. He's gonna have to fuel save a little bit. Honestly, surprised he didn't pit with that caution there, as they're gonna get a little bit loose contact between Bryce Benton and that's the 77 Braden Hunsicker. Make their way through 3 and 4. Hunsicker on the bottom of that 7 car. I was about to say Matthew White, but of course Richard Cheery. Miller is back to second place, of course. He led the first about 20 or so laps before green flag pit cycle started. We know that 79 car is quick. Started second. Will be on the move now, trying to be on the move now to chase down that 20 of Rowe for the lead. First battle here, Pace and Lindsay trying to regain track position to the inside of Connor Abarilla he goes. Battle for 12. And really, they're in Jeremiah Gauntlet. Contact between these two. Back into 2. The racetrack goes Gauntlet. I believe Haverilla just lets him go. And more to the front of the field. There is Ashton Miller trying to chase down that 20 car of Sean Rowe. Cameron Chandler to the inside of Braden Hunsicker for a 6th place. Braden hit the wall a couple of times at the end of the stage, so maybe a bit of a handling issue for the 77. Probably not loving where that thing is at right now. Also got Bryce Bentley trying to work on Richard Cherry, usually his teammate here in the Cup Series, but Cherry, of course, filling in for Matthew White at Highline Motorsports tonight. Chandler backs out of the battle. He'll still concede the 7th place. Andrew Stacey having a nice run again. Another one inside of the top 10. Oh, and Hunsicker on the wall hard. That was a good shot. Gotta be careful. But Andrew Stacey running in 8th right now. He has been seen inside of the top 10 so many times this season. Really impressive. Here is the 9 of Chandler, or I'm sorry, the 9 of Benton. Now the 8 of Chandler to the inside of Hunsicker again. Down the front straightaway. He's gonna have to try to keep it down low. I don't know if he can get maybe a slide draft going here. He's gonna be door-to-door with him. They're gonna be door-to-door heading to turn 1. Here is Chandler to the inside of Hunsicker once again. Sorry. That camera angle once more. And he is clear. Back into P6 goes Cameron Chandler. How about CJ Erdman? Wow, what a run Erdman is having. It's out of the top 10. About to get passed by Butler for 9th here, but still, Erdman is having maybe his best run of the season. How about that? 10th. Really great run for the 94 car. Came to this race 16th or 17th in points. That is chase points, regular season driver points. So this is definitely going to help him. Coming to 30 laps to go this time by. Sean Rowe continues to wow, for most of the pack we got Ethan McMillan just got in the wall a little bit. Connor Avarilla. Oh, Wilson also back here. We had to come to repair damage earlier under the caution. McMillan gets back clear on Avarilla. Leaders once again race down the back straightaway. Sean Rowe is pulling out to now a half-second gap on Ashton Miller. That gap is what he wants to see continue to increase as this race goes on. Rowe looking for his 2nd win of the season, won Nashville earlier this year. The 3 drivers behind him, Miller, Donahue, Cherry, all looking for the first wins of the year. Benton in P5 right now. We've seen him throughout this season. As the race goes on, he gets better and better the last few races. Most wins on the year, looking for his 4th of the season already. Of course, won 3 out of the first 5. Now last 4, including this one, been winless. Just not the worst thing ever, but for what how he started the season out, maybe a little bit disappointing after Nashville. Of course, Nashville, he had okay speed, maybe just inside of the top 10. Phoenix crashed early on, really affected the rest of his race. Last week at Rockingham, finished 2nd on Cameron Chandler, his teammate, so still has that pace, runs 5th right now. Here is Cole Wilson to the inside of Jeremiah Gauntlet. Maybe not the inside anymore. Gauntlet going to power off the corner again. Great clear, but Erdman is now falling back to the field after I called him out. He's back to 13th, maybe even 14th. Just gave him a shadow. Maybe that's just the curse. Okay. Starting to maybe flick down some laps here in Pocono. Sean Rowe continues to lead over Ashton Miller, Aiden Donahue. That gap actually closing up between Miller and Donahue, or Miller and Rowe, I should say. Maybe Rowe trying to manage a bit. I know it doesn't look like a ton. Under 30 laps to go now, but that is a long ways around here in Pocono. Miller running outside the 3 and 4. Aiden, oh, caution is out. What happened this time? Oh, CJ Erdman collects Jeremiah Gauntly, and that's the caution out now in lap 53, third of the day. And that is big damage to the 94. He was falling through the field, and my shout out I just gave to him definitely wasn't the best thing ever. I believe it might have been contact Cole Wilson and Gauntly. Wilson the inside. Oh, yeah, just turns him. Gauntly cannot save it. And then, oh, hard on the wall for Erdman, who is just trying to have time for a caution. What's going to happen now? Let's ride along here with Erdman. This may be a day ender for him. Unfortunate. Oh, yeah, just maybe a bit of a block down the inside. Contact with Cole Wilson. And Erdman trying to avoid spins to the inside, slams the wall. He was either slamming into the Gauntly machine or slamming into the wall. Wasn't two good options there for CJ Erdman, and this is unfortunate for him. May end his day. All right, well, coming at 26 to go this time by that. Oh my goodness, that's, my goodness. Oh my goodness, if I actually can get the words out of my mouth, my God. That's really close. Feeling like I said, about lap 28. I don't know here. This is a perfect time caution for Richard Cherry, I think. I think they're all going to pit. I would have to imagine. I don't think you stay out here. About maybe 24 to go once we go back racing here. If we race to the end, there's no more cautions after that. You probably could barely make it. But this is going to be interesting. This might eliminate the green flag pit stop here in the second half. This car is coming to pit road, maybe for the final time of the night. Scheduled pit stop. Of course, our stream audio is down, so we'll try to get that fixed in a minute. Always something. So cars on pit road here. iRacing's having a connection issue. What else is new? Pace and Lindsay, is that two? Oh my goodness, that is a scary strategy. 2 tires for Pace and Lindsay. He's off pit road first. Second will be Sean Rowe. Third, Aiden Donahue. Miller, a terrible stop. Ashton Miller. Oh my goodness, that is detrimental to the 79. He's going to lose a ton of positions back to 13th. Cole Clausen stays out. How about that? And we got to fix what's ever going on with my audio. Great. So hopefully we're back, because this is stupid. Please, God, let us be back. I don't know what it's doing. Sorry about this. Oh, of course it's not. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Come on. iRacing is being, or not iRacing, my internet is being awful, so I'm going to choose now. Some more cars coming up here, and hopefully it's working again. I don't know what's going on. Are you kidding me? No, iRacing is awful. This is a joke. I hope we're back. Come on. We're about to miss the restart now. You asshole! What? Go. I can't right now. Fuck you. Fuck you. Piece of shit. This is just unbelievable. I don't know what's going on. Audio died, then the stream died. I'm speechless. I'm actually speechless. We got kicked out of iRacing. Unbelievable. Absolutely pathetic. Pathetic. So I don't know what's going on now. I don't know why you can't hear me. Just decided it's just gonna break. Great. So we should be back with the green here. I don't know what. We are back to green. Here, Pocono. I don't. Alright, so I don't know what's going on. This is unbelievable. Absolutely pathetic. Aiden Donahue is now apparently leading. I apologize. This is not my issue. I don't know what we're doing. This is just pathetic. We're back live here. I don't think the audio is working still. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're back green here. Aiden Donahue is currently leading. I don't know who can hear me and who can't. He apparently has the lead now. To the inside goes Braden Hunsicker on Payson Lindsay, who of course took 2 tires. Sean Rowe fell back to 7th. I don't know what's going on at this point. You can't have anything nice. Here is Sean Rowe back to the inside of Cameron Chandler. Making a block down the low side again as they'll head back to 3. On the bumper of Payson Lindsay as well, Rowe to the inside. This is the battle for 5th. Oh, car on the wall. That was Cole Clausen. All the way down to the inside they go. Back at a 1 and 2, you see Rowe on the bottom of that 99 of Payson Lindsay. So they're 3 wide heading down the back straightaway. Donahue still leads, coming to just 20 laps to go, so they should, I think, be able to make it to the end on fuel. I have no idea if you can hear the stream. This is actually bullshit. So, 20 laps to go here in Pocono. So I don't know what's going on at this point. Stream, but that's whatever. Here is Miller side by side with that 8 car of Cameron Chandler. Nearly a little bit of contact. So I'm trying to get my head back into the race after all this crap. They should be all good on fuel to the end of the race, I believe. should not be an issue. All right, so we should be back. Yeah, we're back up here. All right. 19 laps to go. Here's your update. Donahue now leads. Cheery second. Benton third. Hunsicker fourth. Lindsay is fifth. Stolen 2 tires. Rowe is sixth. After leading on the last prior restart, lost some spots on pit road. That driver that really lost a lot of spots on pit road was Ashton Miller. He's back to seventh now. Cameron Chandler running in eighth. So we should all be back live and going here again. Here's Chandler looking to the inside of Miller. Door back at 01 between Cameron Chandler and Ashton Miller. Miller around the outside lane. Oh, in the wall a little bit. In that 79. Here's the 20 of Rowe, also to the inside of Lindsay for fifth. Side-by-side battle. Here we go. Rowe looking to get this top 5 place back away. 2 tires pacing Lindsay. These two, when they've battled side-by-side, especially up front, it hasn't been the best results. Think back to Atlanta. Somebody ended up on the roof. Hopefully we don't get that same sort of thing here. 17 laps to go in Pocono. Richard Cheery up front is not going away for the lead at all on Aiden Donahue. There's Chandler again to the inside of the Miller machine. He is down low on the bottom. Stays on Miller's bumper, running in eighth. Miller still there in seventh, looking more up front. Aiden Donahue got about a 0.3 of a second lead over here. Pole sitter Richard Cheery in the seventh. Making their way back on 3 and 4. And down the front straightaway yet again. Coming to 16 laps to go in Pocono. Can Donahue hold on for the win? I mean, he's going to try, but Richard Cheery, I don't think they're going to have to save anything here fuel-wise, but Richard Cheery is hounding him. Now, Cameron Chandler gets around his teammate. Still those 2 tires. Pace Lindsay, also John Butler back there in front of battle. So up the racetrack goes Lindsay. John Butler to his inside for an 8th place. Cole Wilson trying to break inside of the top 10 as well. He's 10th now for the first time in a while after he got that damage. And they're starting their race up front, breaking the draft down the front straightaway with just 15 laps to go. As somebody blinks, there we go, they're back. Aiden Donahue and Richard Cheery. Oh, Donahue starting to slide up the racetrack, he's loose. Cheery is coming. How aggressive will that 7 car be? He's still got a lot of time here to make something work. Richard Cheery looking for his first career win, battling with a guy that has the 3rd most all-time wins in the Cup Series. And Bryce Spencer don't look now, but he runs 3rd. Great run all of a sudden for that 9 car. He's been getting better and better all race long, and now he's sitting in 3rd. He's all over his bumper. Cheery is going to just try to make his way around this 82. Donahue making his car wide as possible down the front straightaway. He's there to the inside. Here comes Richard Cheery for the lead. On the bottom to the quarter panel, trying to slide up on Aiden Donahue. Donahue holds him off for now. It's going to be a long 14 laps for Aiden. He is going to have to fight and fight to try to hold this lead. We know how hungry he is for his first win of the season. but he slides off turn 2. Cherry slides as well. Hunsicker on the wall, so is Rowe. And Miller's, oh my goodness. Miller stops loose as well. Outside being ran by Donahue through 3 and 4. "13 laps to go in Pocono." That halftime by Donahue puts a little bit of breathing room, that is, between him and the 7 of Cherry. Back through turn 3 they go. Donahue slides up the racetrack a little bit. Going to have to try to get a good corner, and will break the draft once again. Coming at 12 laps to go from the tricky triangle in Pocono. And a little bit further back, here's Ashton Miller in 6th. Cameron Chandler in 7th. Chandler trying to take this spot away from Miller. Got to run down this back straightaway. Where will Cherry take it? You know he's not going to give up this win easily. Donahue is I'm talking about. And how hard will Cherry fight him for it? You got to think, is Donahue, does he have anything left in the tank? Maybe saving a bit? Who knows? Ray Spence, and they don't want to watch that 9 car get too close. He could pounce like we've seen him do all season for the win. Saw him do that at Atlanta, Sonoma, and in the Daytona 500. He's there when it counts, late in the race, and takes advantage of something else. Running 3rd right now, looking to do maybe just that. You see every straightaway, basically, Donahue goes down to the bottom to break the draft. And it's just the thing they do. They snake their way through Pocono, basically. He is desperately trying to hold on to this lead. Can't not make a mistake just like that. Gets loose off corner exit of 2. Can't have that sort of thing happen. They're on the outside through 3 and 4. Donahue going to lead the bottom up from Cherry. Cherry, of course, going to try to drive it deep into the corner, but Donahue should, but he gets loose. I was going to say should get a good run off corner exit, coming to 10 to go. Aiden Donahue's got his hands full. That 82 car is definitely not the greatest handling machine, and he knows that 7 car is quick behind him, started on pole. That 7 to Cherry did. It's on a bad strategy until a caution came out that kind of saved him, and now he's trying to challenge for the win. Aiden Donahue has had a lot of great battles, especially with the 7 car, usually driven by Matthew White. If you show me this picture right now without the ticker, I would think this is the battle for the win at Pocono between Matthew White and Aiden Donahue. But no, Richard Cherry doing a phenomenal job in the 7 this week. Absolutely could not have really gone better. And here he is to the inside for the race lead, almost a little contact as they head down the front straightaway side by side. Here comes Richard Cherry on the bottom of Aiden Donahue. He is there. Who's going to lift first down in a 1? Donahue might have. Cherry on the inside lane, but Aiden's going to try to wrap that high line. Oh, Cherry gets loose, so does Donahue. He isn't clear yet. Still door to door, heading to the tunnel turn. It's a tight place to go door to door here. Somebody's got to give usually. Oh, they're going to make contact. Donahue up the racetrack. They both slow down. Here comes Bryce Benton. He goes to the inside. 3 wide. Heading to turn 3, and Bryce Benton takes the lead. But Cherry back on the outside of the 9. They're going to both maybe slide up the racetrack. Oh, here comes Donahue again. Oh, Cherry almost wrecked. He saves the car, and Benton with 8 to go is your new leader. How about that? What did I say? Out of nowhere again. He leads with under 10 to go. My goodness. Donahue back to third. Cherry second, and Bryce Benton. Your new low cars on the wall, Donahue and Cherry. It's not over yet. Still over 8 to go. Or under 8 to go. My goodness. Now the pressure's on the Benton. He makes a mistake, but also Cherry gets to the wall. What a, can you believe it? Out of nowhere goes the 9 and takes the lead in Pocono. With a 7 to go this time by. A great corner there for Benton. Pulls away from Cherry. 7 laps to go from Pocono Raceway. Here is Pace and Lindsay back in 8th. See Wilson 9th. But I got to focus up front. I mean, Cherry is not going to give up. That 7 car. He knows what kind of equipment he's got to improve this spin, and he needs to take advantage of it. Benton has been making a couple of mistakes. He keeps going a little bit wide and nearly getting to the wall. That's going to allow Cherry to close like he's doing right now. I think this 7 car may be the fastest car on the racetrack. I think the 9 and the 82 both maybe a little bit, or 9 and the 7 both maybe a little bit faster than that 82 of Donahue, who now is back to third. Maybe a heartbreaker for Aiden. He can't get the job done, but who knows? Maybe Donahue sees the 9 and the 7 and get together, just like what happened to him and Cherry. Maybe he drives through again, try to take the win. 6 to go before we find out that. Ooh, Cherry's closing. Here he is to the outside lane. Bryce Benton's got the pressure back to his bumper. Cherry nearly in the wall a little bit, but he's got to run. Coming to the tunnel turn again. Donahue back into the battle. Nose to tail, top 3. Oh, up the racetrack goes Cherry. He slides in the 3 and the 2. That allows Donahue to the inside, exactly what Bryce wants to see in his rearview mirror. Door to door for second. Donahue's going to race that 7 up. Through 3. This is just going to allow Benton to pull away. That's going to be unfortunate for Cherry. He will have to go back to work. 5 laps to go in Pocono. I mean, exactly what Bryce wanted to see there. Picture perfect. He had Cherry all over his back bumper, but Cherry slid up the racetrack, allowed Donahue to get there, and nothing really even changed. They just raced door to door for a corner for no reason. But as the 7 will try to close back up the gap. He is so hungry for his first victory. This is his best chance in a long time. What can he do to try to pass Bryce Benton? Can he rerun him down? Or is the magic out of the 7 car? These 2 cars combine the numbers this season have won 5 races already out of the first 8 that have been run. Of course, Matthew White usually in the 7 car. Injured from today. Cherry looking for his first win. But ultimately, the 9 and the 7 have been the 2 best cars all year long. For wins, that is. Cameron Chandler probably the best on pace, but 10 and off night, currently running at 6th. Forward to go in Pocono, and Cherry is back to the bumper to the 9. He slides up the racetrack. He gets tight. Here comes Cherry. Back to the inside on Benton. He is coming with 4 to go. Back on the low side, door to door, down the short chute, coming to the tunnel turn. He is going to clear Bryce Benton. What a pass by Richard Cherry. Oh, but he gets loose. Benton now is sideways. He's got Aiden Donahue on his bumper. These 2 really recently got together at Phoenix. What will Donahue do? The 3 and 4. Braden Hunsicker to the battle back and forth now. Like he's been running P4 all day long. Coming to 3 to go this time by, and Richard Cherry is retaking the lead in Pocono. What a pass! The 7 back out front. Looking to go to victory lane for the first time in his career. Donahue not giving up yet. He knows he's got to go now. He wants a chance at this one. Runs outside through 1 and 2. This has been his best shot all season long. Oh, Benton a little bit loose. Here comes Aiden Donahue for 2nd. Got to make the pass down into 2 if he wants a chance at Cherry. And he will do just that. Nobody slides up the racetrack, and Benson's coming back on the low side. Can't afford any sort of thing like that. He's going to be back clear. Coming at 2 to go. But Cheery has been lights out for most of the day. And now back to the inside Benson for second. This is exactly what Aiden does not want to do. Braden Hunsicker into the battle as well. 2 laps to go in Pocono. Benson stays in line, actually pushes Donahue down the front straightaway. Maybe thinks that that's the best shot for them to get the win, maybe. But Cheery now 9/10 of a second clear. Eastwood can do nothing currently behind that 7 car. The car's won here in the past, but of course with Matthew White back in Season 3. The driver right now, Richard Cheery, has never seen Cup Series victory lane. He has tried for so many races. In this 7, now in this 7 machine, gets the call up to fill in for Matthew White. And he is going to round turn 3 to see the white flag this time by. It's 1 lap to go in Pocono. The final lap is underway. Richard Cheery trying to bring his machine to victory lane. Final lap in Pocono. Can he hold on for 1 more lap? Donahue is clear in second place, but way out of line, 9/10, now a second back on Cheery. Final time through 1. Braden Hunsicker back there in 4th. Sean Rowe was leading earlier, he's 5th, now battling with Cameron Chandler for the final spot inside the top 5. Unfortunate for Ashton Miller back there in 7th after leading this race earlier on. Richard Cheery enters the tunnel turn for the final time. He's got 1 more corner to navigate around Pocono. He has been trying so hard, so many races, so many heartbreaks. He is going to round turn 3. Filling in for Matthew White. It does not matter. Richard Cheery, for the first time in his career, will see the checkered flag first. He is going to win in Pocono. Donahue finishes second, 3rd across the line. Benson gets it from Hunsicker. But Richard Cheery in the 7, he has done it. He is your winner in Pocono, his first career NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series victory. And Donahue comes to congratulate him. What a race. What a day in Pocono. Richard Cheery gets the job done for the first time in his career. Unbelievable. It is the 3rd win of the season for the 7 car. Now with 2 different drivers. Richard Cheery, your winner in Pocono. This one has been a long time coming, and you can see his fellow drivers, teammates coming to support him. Here's Cameron Chandler, Sean Rowe. And the 7 car. He has just found victory lane for the first time in his career. And there is his teammate for this week, Braden Hunsicker. Come congratulate him. He's a 2-time winner in Grand National, but has been trying for about 4 seasons now, part-time, for this first Cup victory, and it just happened now in a thrilling way. Richard Cheery wins in Pocono. What a day, what a win, what a driver. Richard Cheery has just found Cup Series victory lane for the first time in his career. Burns it down here on the front straightaway. What a race. Richard Cheery is your winner. Unbelievable. His first career win. I mean, I can check real quick, but he has been in the Cup Series for a long time. Nearly got a couple of wins back in Indianapolis when we used to race there in the Cup Series for the Rickyard 400. I mean, but Cheery has been trying for so long. I can check real quick. This was, I believe, he's got over 30 starts. He's finished second 3 times and now goes to Cup Series victory lane for the first time in his career. What a moment for the driver of the 7. And what a day in Pocono. Very fun one around here at Pocono Raceway tonight. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. I know we had a bit of connection issues. We lost a couple of laps there, unfortunately. But post-race interview is just about to be coming up, and we'll have your winner cheering just about in a minute. All right, we're back here live for the post-race show in Pocono. Richard Cheery, your first-time winner. We'll have him up coming for an interview. Richard Cheery, over 30 races of trying, 30 races of frustration. You have done it. An incredible pass with 4 to go. You pass Bryce Benton, and you become a NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series winner. How does it feel?
Awesome. I mean, finally got a cup win. I mean, I was always remembering Indianapolis as a race. I should have probably gotten a win, or not really, but I mean, just great. Shout out to Matthews. This is his car, and to winning his car just makes me even happier than if we had won in my car. So, good battle there with Aiden. Just the door bang there in the tunnel turn. Just Aiden is not prone to making mistakes. So I knew the first chance I had to pass him, I had to pass him. And I did it a little bit on the bad way, but still got a win. So, I just want to say sorry to my dad. Lo siento, pa. La razón por la que estaba gritando es porque simplemente acabo de ganar una carrera. Así que bueno, gracias por pagarme tú la suscripción siempre. And yeah, just great win, man. Finally.
Yeah, like, what kind of a weight off the shoulder? I know you've never run full-time in the Cup Series, but, I mean, and to do it in Matthew White's car, like, what does that mean?
Awesome. I mean, this car always runs up front with Matthew. So yeah, he chose perfectly because not because me or I'm great or anything. It's just because I'm good at this racetrack. So yeah, I mean, just great win. I cannot complain now that I lost the lead on lap 1 because that was my mistake there. Just had a bad restart on the optimal lane. So yeah, man, just super happy.
All right, well, what are the celebrations going to look like tonight for your first Cup win here at Victory Lane?
I don't know, man. I need to go to school tomorrow, so
wow.
We'll do AP Pre-Calc, which is an abbreviation for AP Pre-Calculus.
Wow, one of the best celebrations I've ever seen down in Victory Lane.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Cheery, huge congratulations. Have fun in celebrating this one, your first career Cup Series win. You do it for Matthew White. Great win to get the 7 car. You're actually the second driver now to win in this 7 car, which usually doesn't happen for one car number for 2 different drivers, which is an interesting stat. But, of course, congrats on the win. We'll see you next week in Dover.
Thank you, man. Let's fucking go.
Wow. Apologize for the language, but he's excited. So, Richard Cheery comes to victory lane for the first time in his career. What a day for the driver of the 7 car. Filling in for Matthew White. Gets the job done for Highline Motorsports. His first career win. Every other start has been with Team Chevy Motor Club. It's winless there. One start with Highline, a win. So, definitely shows that equipment maybe has slightly an edge. At least at this racetrack. Coming up next is going to be Aiden Donahue. What a fight he put on. Aiden Donahue, what a fight. You won the stage. You, unfortunately for you guys, will come home in second place. But, man, what a fight, though, with Richard Cheery, Bryce Benton. You clawed your way back and forth. You nearly got the job done. What more did you need?
I guess not to get door banged in the tunnel turn. I'm just kidding. That's just good hard racing, I guess. I wanted that one so bad. Yeah, it sucks to let one go like that, but I'm telling you, Richard Cheery, he knows how to get it done on the long run. So it's rather fantastic or like ninth. And today he was fantastic. So props to him. He deserved it. We all of us up front, we earned it. I mean, for me, all race long, I was up on the wheel since lap one, trying to keep up and trying to manage my stuff. So uh, I did some things differently. Like I think I turned my driving style around a little bit and tried to drive it more aggressively, and I think it worked. So uh, we have a good idea of what to do. Clearly, I mean, I led laps today. I won a stage. It's the first thing I've finished first in since Daytona. So um, happy about that. Happy to be back where we belong. And Dover's next week, so So that's pretty good.
Well, yeah, of course, an incredible run for you guys tonight, all things considered this season. Nearly your first win of the year, definitely your best run of the year, like you said. But like you said, Dover's next week. You guys are so good at that racetrack. You have a couple of Grand National wins there. Do you have a cup win there? I forget.
Season 3.
Oh yeah, yeah. You've won there a pass in the Cup Series. Do you think maybe after this incredible run today, you could maybe turn it into a win next week?
I tell you this, I think it would be most fitting to get that for finally breakthrough at Dover. So, but as always, we're gonna give it our best shot and go on and practice throughout the week and see what we got on Thursday.
All right, Aiden. Well, nice job coming up in second place tonight. A great valiant effort for the win. But you guys will come up in the runner-up spot today. But we go to Dover next week, and we will see you there.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Coming next is going to be Bryce Benton, finished third. Bryce Benton, man, a golden opportunity opens up in front of you. Like I feel like it has a lot of times this season. You took advantage of it, but unfortunately, as the run went on there, you kind of looked like you lost the handling on the race car. You guys will finish in third after getting passed by Cherry and Donahue, and nearly by Hunsaker there at the end. What more did you need to be able to hold the lead?
I think I just should have done better at managing tires before I got the lead. I thought I was doing a good job, but I really, I guess, wasn't because I figured out the hard way when I got to the lead that I did not have the tires um, to be leading at that point. I think I was doing good. Like I think I could have probably got in that fight without the colliding that one time where I got the lead. I think without that, I probably still would have I probably would have still got up there, but I don't know if I would have gotten to the lead. But yeah, I mean, I felt like I was doing good, but I guess I really wasn't. Kind of caught me off guard a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I had nowhere near the fastest car today anyway, as usual, to be honest. But I had probably a top five car. Quali pace was terrible, but the race pace was actually pretty solid. So. Yeah, I mean, considering where we started also, I mean, overall, really good result. And I mean, I'll take it. It's good points. And didn't really expect to win here after how I saw my quality pace was. I knew race pace would have been fine, but still, just kind of told me that I wasn't going to be the fastest tonight. So, yeah. But yeah, overall fun race. Probably most fun, maybe the most fun I've had in a battle on this league. So, yeah, really fun.
Yeah, Bryce, of course, you guys will finish in third today. But we head to Dover next week. What's ultimately your thoughts and expectations for that racetrack?
Yeah, I don't really have high hopes for Dover. I've mentioned it before, but I really don't have high hopes for that track. I mean, I might be okay. I don't really know actually, but with how I usually am at Dover, I don't think it's gonna go well because I would consider Dover probably maybe my worst track. I mean, I feel like I sometimes have pace there, I sometimes don't. It's almost like Bristol. But yeah, when I usually don't have pace there, it's really bad. But yeah, just hopefully we'll end up having some pace, and yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, the Gen 4 works well at Dover, and hopefully we'll be able to get a good finish there. So yeah.
All right. Well, of course, Bryce, nice job coming home third place today. Nearly a win, but things just didn't work out for you guys there at the end. But we will see you next week in Dover.
Yep.
All right, well, coming up next will be, let's see. The 8th place finisher, Payson Lindsay. Payson Lindsay, in your return to the Cup Series after your little bit of suspension you had, you guys will finish in 8th today here at Pocono Raceway. So ultimately, not a bad day. You guys took 2 tires there at the restart, fell a little bit back, but you ultimately will still come home with a top 10 in your Cup Series return. How do you think today went in your book?
Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely had more speed than what the results showed, but I mean, we got P8 and some stage points, so not a horrible day. Just wish we didn't get taken out by Cole Wilson there. I mean, he's just an awful race car driver, but I think that's already known information. So we had to take left sides there because we had to take another set of tires, so I didn't want to take my last set there with like 30 to go. So we only took left sides there. It actually held on a lot better than I thought, but like the first 3 laps, the tires didn't work. It was sliding around all over the place, and then after like 10 laps, it started to fall off. But we were still able to hold off for P8, so not horrible.
Well, yeah, of course, 8th place finish. You guys still into this race, 15th in points, pretty well back on the cut line. So do you guys think this is going to help ultimately, looking at the points heading to Dover, with 9 races to go in the regular season, do you think you can point your way back in?
Yeah, for sure. I think we finished in front of everyone that was around the cut line. You know, you got Aiden Halls, he finished a P16. C.J. Erdman, who I think was behind me in points, got P19. I honestly don't know the guys around the cut line mainly, but we're only 23 back, so we just need to get like 2 points a race on the cut line, and I think we got a lot more than that here. So hopefully we could just keep building next week on this.
All right, Payson. Well, nice job coming home in top 10 positions today, and we will see you next week from Dover, Delaware.
Yeah, thank you.
Next up, Jacob Whale finished 9th. Jacob Whale, solid run for you guys today. I mean, you were the probably like the highest finisher besides Payson Lindsay on the cut line today. You had guys like Donahue, Benson, Hunsicker, Rowe, Chandler, and you beat a lot of other cut line drivers as well. So really solid day. A P9 finish, a top 10, which is what you guys needed. So ultimately, how do you feel your day went here today at Pocono?
Definitely kind of roller coaster. I qualified better than I thought, and then instantly went back to like 15th on the start just because had no confidence 3 wide middle. But then later on sped it down pit road, so I went to the back, and then on that last green flag run, I was kind of stuck in the back for a bit and was like 4 seconds behind like the pack of the guys that are like running around 10th. So somehow clawed my way up there and was able to somehow pass a couple of them. So yeah, I was shocked that I was able to even catch people out the draft. So I was happy with the speed tonight, definitely.
Well, we had the Dover Motor Speedway next week, so that's of course a very different racetrack than this. I guess if you had to compare over the last few weeks, most similar to Rockingham. So, going off of that, how do you guys think you're going to be running next week?
I mean, probably mid-pack, but that's kind of just normal for us. But Rockingham went awful because I didn't practice enough, and I'm not really used to how bumpy the track is. But I feel like Dover isn't like that, so I think I'll be a little better. Probably will need some long runs because that's just where I thrive. So, but it's Dover, so I don't know about long runs.
All right, Jacob. Well, nice job. Great finish for you guys. P10 or P9 should be pretty decent in the standings as well for you after this race, and we'll see you next week from Dover.
All right, good night.
Coming up next is going to be 11th place finisher Cole Wilson. Cole Wilson is 11th for you guys. Probably would have been a bit better if you didn't get that damage. So ultimately, take me through what happened there to get the damage, and then ultimately, you're a little bit of a road to recovery finishing P11 today.
That was one of the worst races I've ever done in my life, I think. The car was a plow box, and the dirtier was so bad you couldn't really get past anybody. I mean, apparently up front they were having a great race, but where I was, it's not good. But Payson Lindsay got me angry, so I kind of drove it in a little deep, and spun him, and I got sent to the back because Cameron Chandler was angry at me. Uh, and then Jeremiah Gauntlet lost it in a straight line. That was pretty funny, but it gave me more damage. And you said I spun him, which I was angry about. I did not touch him. He spun himself.
Yeah, so
And then I kind of just limped to 11th. I mean, I was in 9th at one point, but it started driving really bad. And I kind of burned my tires to gain all the spots back, so that's where we ended.
well, of course, with you being a fruit, why did you decide to make a start here tonight?
Because it's my home track. I live 45 minutes from here, and I also had nothing better to do.
All right, well, Cole Wilson, do we think we can? Actually, you remember did you see the post earlier today?
I did. That didn't happen.
Yeah,
Um,
yes, it did. Um, so he's currently recovering in the hospital. Anyways, we head to Dover next week. So what do you guys think you can do in Grand National?
kind of. There's gonna be a lot of Cup drivers racing in that race. I just need a good points day, man. Like a top 5 would do wonders for me right now. Just even like for my morality. In a rough stretch. I know we have the pace. So I just need to put a full race together.
All right, Cole. Well, we will see you next week in Dover.
Yep, that race was pretty funny.
Huh? Wow.
Yeah, I heard that. We all heard that.
What?
You're raging.
We were not raging.
Oh, yes, we were.
We were crashing
Whoever that-
out, but we weren't raging.
What's the difference?
Same. Not the same thing.
Yeah. Somebody make a Ethan Trendler rage.
Nope. Anyways, coming up next is going to be Andrew Stacy. Andrew Stacy, Andrew, Andrew Stacy, you guys finished 12th today here in Pocono. Decent day for you guys overall. What was your point of view, and take me through some of the highlights of your race?
So yeah, we were just chilling, having a good time. We were running our race, doing our own thing, and then we got all the way up to like 5th, and then each driver's stream crashed, and he started raging in my
I
ear,
did not rage.
and I was, oh, buddy, I heard you scream off of a restart. You missed a great race, by the way. So yeah, and then it was a pretty fun race. I'm happy for a P12 finish here. Yeah, it could be worse, but I will be excited for the Ethan Trendler Race Mode Part 2 for that new edition will be added in the files, the Trendler files specifically.
Well, of course, we have the Dover next week. Ultimately, what do you guys think you can do there?
I'm gonna bring a bulldozer in. I'm gonna tear it over up. I don't want that track there no more. I don't want to go to Dover.
Well, we're doing that, so too bad.
I could attend. I'm gonna protest.
Nope.
I'm protesting you. I'm ready to
Down.
protest.
Anyways, coming up next will be Cole Clausen finished 13th. Cole Clausen, 13th place finish for you guys today here at Pocono. Of course, one of your Cup starts. So ultimately, you guys stayed out there. I don't know what happened because iRacing decided to have a stroke, and we couldn't really see the restart. So take me through what actually happened on the restart because I'm actually interested. And then how you guys finished 13th.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting race, but basically what happened there is when we got that caution there, the first caution after the stage break or whatever, I pitted, took tires, took fuel, and I was about like 3 laps short on field to make it all the way to the end of the race. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to save as much fuel as I can and hope for a miracle that I can somehow get no cautions and maybe even save enough fuel. But it was definitely very unrealistic, but it was worth a shot because I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm running here part-time, why not go pick up another win? So started fuel saving, was looking decent, and then that caution came out. So then I'm like, okay, well, I only have like about 5 laps on my tires, so I might as well stay out. So that's exactly what I did, and got pretty interesting. We're like almost 5 wide going into turn 1. I got shuffled out through the middle, And yeah, I guess 5 laps on your tires does mean something because I dropped like a rock, that's for sure. Uh, but yeah, it was a decent race. I know McMillan didn't enjoy it too much, but I don't blame him. That's kind of what happens when you get punted out of the way by literally everyone in the field. So he's definitely not too happy with a couple of people, but pretty decent race for us. We definitely didn't have the fastest equipment, so that's why I made a bold strategy call there. But yeah, I don't know if we gained or lost anything from it, but it is what it is. We'll go to Dover next week in both Grand National and Cup and see what we can do.
Well, of course, yeah, Dover coming up. Guys, of course, just won Phoenix a few weeks ago. You think a second one is in the cards for Grand National?
I hope so, but only one way to find out.
All right, Cole, we will see you there tomorrow. Not tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
On Thursday. Wednesday. My God.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Coming up next, Connor Havrilla. He came home in... actually, Knox Thompson next, 14th. Knox Thompson, not a bad day. 14th place for you guys, filling in for Landon Johnson. Definitely better than Landon would do. Anyways, you guys will finish in 14th today. Take me through some of the highlights, ups and downs of your day.
Well, basically stayed stagnant all of the race. Didn't take tires on that last stop. It was weird because I took tires to stop before because we've been having a really clean race until then. And, well, it didn't really work. I thought we were going to get another caution, and we didn't. So, unfortunate about that. But overall, okay day. Nothing special, but just fun being able to race the Cup Series again.
Well, of course, the Grand National Series heads to Dover next week. You guys are sitting pretty nice in the points. How do you think you can maintain that good situation on the points, maybe even gain on that whole situation as well?
Well, last season in Dover was good for me. Qualified best I did. So maybe we can improve on that and actually finish the race this time, but maybe in a better spot. Also, win Ethan Schindler rage moment too.
Well, that's being cut out. Anyways, we head to Dover next week. We'll see you there. Nice job finishing top 15.
Release the video.
Connor Havrilla, 15th place for you guys here at Pocono. Another top 15 finish for you. Pretty wild race up front. You guys were trying to hang on to your race car a couple times. You spun out once. You recovered to 15th. Give me some of your thoughts on your day here.
Yeah, no, we had maybe not in the beginning, but at the end there we had a very fast Chevy 50, and that beginning was rough. I locked it up big, tunnel turn, pretty much immediately got us to as far back as it could go. And then had to work our way from there, and then getting spun before stage 1, I think it was, didn't help. And it's an uphill battle from there. I think we could have got a good top 10, but that's how our season's going. Of course, another top 15. You know how that's just our season right now, but we'll keep going. I think could have had the top 10 though for sure if we didn't get involved in that incident of Cole at the end. But it is what it is, and we'll take the 15th and go to next week.
All right. Well, yeah, Connor, coming up next is Dover, of course. What are your how do you think you guys can run there at Dover Motor Speedway next week?
I've never been. I think we could do decent. I think another top 15 probably is in the cards once again. That seems to be all I can get lately. But I think if we can get a good top 10 would be nice. But again, it's for us seems impossible right now. This against all our people's messes and don't involve in anything. And I think we have a good chance of maybe a top 10. Let's see how it goes and we'll try our best there.
All right, Connor. Well, you guys will first finish 15th today. Not the worst day, not the best day for you guys, and we'll see you next week from a shorter track in Dover.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
And that will just about do it tonight from Pocono. What a day it was. Richard Shearer gets his first career win. Really, really fun race all around. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. Probably one of the better races of the season. Only 3 cautions today, so pretty clean and green for a lot of this race. 10 lean changes today. A lot of them mostly on track. And Richard Shearer ends up getting the win. I mean, there was just a lot of comers and goers in this race. Like, the driver that led the most laps, Ashton Miller, finished in 7th today. I mean, this is just a great race, a great race, and I was really happy, really happy with the way this one went, and we hope you guys enjoyed. So, that will do it. Next week is Dover, of course, the 100th Cup Series race of all time. Cannot wait for that. Also have iCar on Tuesday, the Grand National Series on Thursday, and more. Or the Cup Series on Thursday, and the Grand National Series on Wednesday. So that will do it from Pocono Raceway. On behalf of all team owners, drivers, commentators, officials, everyone involved making this league what it is, that will do it tonight from Pocono Raceway. Congratulations, Richard Cherry on his first career victory. We will see you next week from Dover Motor Speedway on Tuesday, starting off with iCar. Good night from Pocono.